Here is the history of the first generation owners of our new house. The Durham family occupied this home in 1892 to 1960. Charles E. Durham was born on July 12, 1863 in Durhamville, Tennessee, to Bryant and Lucinda A. Davenport Durham. He had 4 sisters and 4 brothers. Before the age of 25 years old, he moved to Conway, Arkansas. Records also show that a marriage license was obtained on September 20th, 1888 in Fulton County in his name. That same month, at the age of 25, Charles married 18-year-old Annie Louise Harrison, who was originally born in Louisiana but was now living in Conway. Annie was the daughter of John Franklin Harrison and Sarah Ann Murphy Harrison. Tax records indicate in 1892 that Charles and Annie built their house located at 1605 Robinson Avenue to what locals nowadays refer to as the Pink House. In 1900, Charles, now 35, and Annie, now 28, were still living in Conway, where he was occupied as a salesman in the dry goods business. At this time, they had 2 children, Frank, who was 10, and Pauline, who was 3. Annie's 50-year-old mother was also living in the home with them. At one point, Charles co-owned a company called Durham and Ferris Real Estate and Insurance Office. It was located at 906 Front Street. The owners parted ways in 1919, but Ferris Agency is still in business to this day in Conway. 1910 records indicate that Charles, now 46, and Annie, now 38, were still living in their home on Robinson Avenue. By now, their first child, Frank, had moved out and later married Rosina Walter, absolutely no relation. Pauline was now 13, and by this time, they had another son named Edwin, who is now 4 years old. 31-year-old Charles C. Denny was also living in the home during this time. By 1920, Charles was 56 and Annie was 48, and they were living in their home mortgage-free. Charles was occupied as a real estate agent. Their daughter Pauline left the house, having married Douglas A. Beard. Edwin was now 14, and their 4th child, Robert, was 6. Others living in the home at this time were Luther F. Gordy, who is 41 and would become the first Conway Corp director. Luther F. Holt was 34, Robert W. Reynolds was 22, and Milton J. Hexter was 40. By 1930, Charles was now 62 and Annie was 54. The home was valued at $7,000. Flash forward 2 decades. On October 10, 1951, at the age of 88, Charles E. Durham passed away at his home on Robinson Avenue. Mrs. Durham also passed away here in 1959, and the house was sold to Howard Stroth, chair of the UCA music department at the time. So stay tuned for the second generation history of this house.